Greetings, fellow traveler. Tonight we wander through the quiet streets of your mind, where the clamor of the day still echoes faintly, like distant footsteps on cobblestone. The world feels heavy sometimes, doesn't it? Deadlines pile up, conversations linger unresolved, and the hum of life buzzes like a restless swarm. But here, in this moment, you pause, you breathe. The air is cool, carrying the scent of rain-soaked earth, and the stars above wink softly, as if they've seen this chaos before and know it passes. Stoicism, that ancient guide, whispers to you now, offering a lantern to navigate the storm. It's not about escaping life's messiness, but finding peace within it, like a sturdy ship steady in rolling waves. Life's realities, missed buses, spilled coffee, unspoken worries, are real, but they don't define you. Your response does. So before you find your ease, take a moment to appreciate this space by liking this and following along, but only if your heart truly resonates with what I share here. Wherever you are, notice the time, the soft glow of your surroundings, perhaps a clock ticking nearby. Now soften the light around you, perhaps invite a gentle breeze, and let us calmly journey into tonight's reflections together. The chaos of life isn't new. Over 2,000 years ago, in the bustling markets of Athens and the marble halls of Rome, people wrestled with the same restless thoughts you carry now. The Stoics, thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, didn't run from this chaos. They faced it, not with grand gestures, but with quiet clarity. Their wisdom, born in a world of emperors and armies, feels like a warm hearth in the cold of your modern struggles. Imagine a Roman scribe, his lamp flickering late into the night, scribbling thoughts to tame his racing mind. That's the Stoic way, meeting disorder with deliberate calm. A curious detail lingers here. Did you know the Stoics often practice something called premeditatio malorum? They'd imagine worst-case scenarios not to dwell in fear, but to prepare their hearts for resilience. By picturing chaos, they stripped it of its power. Wise minds still ponder whether this practice made them unshakable or simply human in their preparedness. You feel the weight of today, don't you? Maybe it's a sharp word from a colleague or the endless scroll of tasks on your phone. The Stoics would nod knowingly. They'd remind you that chaos is external, but peace is internal. Picture yourself now sitting by a still lake, the water barely rippling. Each worry is a pebble you toss in, watching the ripples fade. You can't stop the pebbles, life keeps throwing them, but you choose how long you stare at the ripples. This is your first gentle insight. Peace begins when you decide what deserves your attention. Not every worry merits a response. Let's try it now. Think of one thing that's been gnawing at you today. Hold it in your mind like a stone in your hand. Now, set it down. Not forever, but for this moment. Feel the lightness. That's Stoic wisdom at work. The Stoics believed life is like a grand theater. You're an actor, not the playwright. The script, deadlines, traffic, arguments, isn't yours to rewrite. But your performance is. You choose whether to stumble through the scene or deliver your lines with grace. This idea, rooted in their philosophy, feels alive even now. Think of your morning commute, the honking horns, the crowded train. You can't control the delay, but you can control the story you tell yourself about it. Is it a disaster or just a fleeting act in a larger play? Another insight settles here. Your power lies in the meaning you assign to chaos. Try this as you listen. When a worry creeps in, ask, is this mine to carry? Often it's not. Let it drift like a leaf on that lake you pictured earlier. There's a lesser-known Stoic practice that feels like a gift tonight. They'd sit under the stars, not unlike you now, and reflect on their day with gentle honesty, not to judge themselves harshly, but to learn. What stirred their anger? What sparked joy? This wasn't about perfection, but progress. You can do this too. As you lie there wrapped in the quiet, recall a moment from today that felt chaotic. Maybe it was a spilled cup of tea or a heated phone call. Don't judge it, just observe it. Like a historian studying an ancient scroll. What did it teach you about yourself? This is your third insight. Every chaotic moment is a teacher, if you listen. The Stoics would smile at this, knowing that even in disorder there's wisdom to be found. You're starting to feel the rhythm of this journey, aren't you? The chaos hasn't vanished, but it's softer now, like a distant drumbeat. Stoicism doesn't promise a life without storms, but it offers a shelter within them. As you settle deeper into this moment, imagine a Roman agora, its stalls bustling, yet a Stoic philosopher stands calmly in the midst, untouched by the noise. That's you, learning to stand steady. The air around you feels cooler now, the world quieter. Let this feeling carry you forward, knowing you're not alone in this ancient quest for peace. You're still here, nestled in this quiet space, the world's clamor fading like a distant storm. The lake you pictured earlier ripples gently in your mind, its surface catching the moonlight. Chaos often feels like it's everywhere. Emails piling up, plans unraveling, that nagging worry about tomorrow. But the Stoics, those ancient guides, would lean in close and whisper, "Not everything is yours to control." This truth, simple yet profound, is your anchor tonight. You can't stop the wind, but you can adjust your sails. Imagine standing on a cliff, the sea churning below, yet your feet are steady. That's the Stoic art of accepting what's beyond your grasp, and it's where your peace begins. In ancient Rome, people faced chaos not unlike yours: crop failures, political schemes, personal betrayals. The Stoics didn't try to tame the world. They tamed their response to it. A curious detail emerges here. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, was exiled to the barren island of Corsica, far from Rome's grandeur. Yet, in that isolation, he wrote letters, brimming with calm, teaching that external circumstances don't dictate inner peace. Wise minds still ponder whether his exile sharpened his wisdom or simply revealed it. You, too, face your own exiles, moments when life feels unfair, when plans crumble. But like Seneca, you can choose to carry your tranquility with you, no matter where life sends you. Picture your day for a moment. Maybe it was a missed deadline or a friend's sharp words. Those things happened, but they're not happening now. They're shadows, not substance. The Stoics would ask you to sort your world into two piles: what you can control and what you can't. The weather, others' opinions, even that spilled coffee from this morning, those belong to the second pile. Your thoughts, your actions, your attitude, those are yours alone. This is your first gentle insight. Peace grows when you let go of what's not yours to hold. Try it now. Think of something weighing on you, a worry about tomorrow perhaps. Whisper to yourself, "This is not mine to control." Feel the weight lift, even slightly. That's the Stoic path unfolding. Let's linger on this idea of control. You're lying there, the room soft with shadows, maybe a faint hum of night outside. Life loves to throw surprises, a flat tire, an unexpected bill. The Stoics saw these as tests, not punishments. They'd remind you of a truth carved in history. No one escapes life's unpredictability, not emperors nor farmers. Your power lies in how you meet these tests. Imagine a potter shaping clay. The clay resists, but the potter's hands stay. Steady, guiding it into form. That's you, shaping your response to life's messiness. Your second insight settles here. Every challenge is clay in your hands, waiting for your calm touch. When you feel that familiar knot of frustration, pause. Ask, what can I shape here? Often, it's your perspective. There's a lesser-known Stoic habit that feels like a warm blanket tonight. They'd practice amor fati, or love of fate. Not just accepting life's twists, but embracing them as necessary, even beautiful. Picture a mosaic, its tiles jagged and uneven, yet together they form something striking. Your life is that mosaic, every chaotic moment a tile. You don't love the stress or the setbacks, but you can love the story they're building. Try this as you rest. Think of a recent struggle, something small like a delayed bus. Can you see it as a tile in your mosaic, teaching you patience? This is your third insight. Embracing what comes weaves peace into your days. The Stoics would nod, knowing that loving your fate doesn't mean surrender, it means strength. You're starting to feel lighter, aren't you? The lake in your mind is calmer now, its ripples barely stirring. The Stoics didn't promise a life without chaos, but they gave you tools to walk through it unshaken. Let's carry this image forward. You, standing by that lake, the stars above steady and ancient. The world spins on, but you're learning to spin with it, not against it. A soft breeze brushes your skin, carrying the scent of pine or perhaps the city's hum, softened by night. This moment is yours, a small sanctuary. As you drift deeper into this reflection, notice how the chaos feels less like a burden and more like a passing cloud. The Stoics often look to nature for lessons, and you can too. Think of a river, cutting through stone not by force but by persistence. You don't need to fight life's chaos. You need only to flow with it, steady and sure. Seneca once wrote that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. And you've felt that, haven't you? That worry looping in your mind, growing larger than the problem itself. As you lie there, let that worry shrink. It's just a thought, not a truth. The Stoics would smile at this, their lanterns glowing in the dark, guiding you toward a peace that's always been within you. This journey is yours, and you're walking it well. The room around you feels softer now, the edges of the day blurring, into calm. You're not erasing chaos, you're learning to live with it, to let it pass like a guest who doesn't stay. The Stoics, those old friends, walk beside you, their wisdom as alive now as it was under Roman skies. Let this feeling carry you forward into the next bend of our path, where more truths await. You're still here, resting in this quiet haven, the lake in your mind shimmering under a starlit sky. The chaos of the day feels softer now, like a song played too loud that's finally been turned down. But some days, it's hard to find that dial, isn't it? The weight of responsibilities, the sting of a slight, the endless hum of what's next, they press against you. The Stoics, though, would point you toward a figure who knew this weight well, Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, whose quiet strength offers a lantern tonight. His life was chaos, wars, betrayals, a crumbling empire, yet he found peace by turning inward, scribbling thoughts in a journal meant for no one but himself. That journal, now called Meditations, is your guide as you seek calm amid your own storms. Marcus lived in a world not so different from yours. Rome was loud, its streets choked with merchants and senators, its borders fraying under attack. Yet in his tent on the battlefield he wrote of serenity. A curious detail lingers here. Marcus often wrote at dawn, before the camp stirred, using those stolen moments to ground himself. Wise minds still ponder whether those early hours shaped his clarity or simply gave it space to breathe. You too have your own battlefields, maybe a desk cluttered with tasks or a mind crowded with doubts. Marcus would tell you that peace isn't found by winning the war, but by choosing where you place your thoughts. Picture yourself now sitting by that lake, a soft mist curling over the water. In your hands you hold a small notebook, like Marcus's own. You don't need to be an emperor to borrow his practice. Think of a moment today that felt heavy, perhaps a tense email or a worry about tomorrow. Write it in your mind's notebook, not to dwell, but to observe. Marcus would ask, does this truly harm me, or is it my judgment of it? This is your first gentle insight. The chaos you feel often comes from the story you tell yourself. You can rewrite that story, Try it now. Take that heavy moment and ask, what if this is just a passing cloud? Feel the shift, however small. That's Marcus's strength becoming yours. Let's linger on his life for a moment. Marcus wasn't perfect. He was human, like you. He wrestled with frustration, doubted his choices, even fell ill under the strain of rule. But he returned to a simple Stoic truth. You are not your circumstances. You are your response. Imagine a chariot race in Rome's Circus Maximus, the crowd roaring, dust swirling. The charioteer can't control the other racers, but he can guide his horses. Your life is that race, chaotic, unpredictable, but your hands hold the reins. This is your second insight. Your strength lies in steering your thoughts, not the world. When chaos creeps in tonight, maybe a worry about a deadline, pause. Ask, what can I do right now? Often it's simply to breathe and let the race unfold. There is a lesser-known story about Marcus that feels like a gift. During a plague that ravaged Rome, he didn't curse fate or despair. He walked among his people, shared their burdens, and wrote of gratitude for life's fleeting moments. You can borrow this tonight. As you lie there, the room soft with shadows, think of one small thing from today that brought you joy. A warm drink, a kind word, even the feel of your blanket. Hold it like a pebble in your hand. This is your third insight. Gratitude anchors you when chaos swirls. Marcus would nod, knowing that even in a plague there's something to cherish. Try it now. Let that small joy glow in your mind, pushing the chaos a little further away. You're starting to feel his rhythm, aren't you? The lake is still, the stars above steady, just as they were when Marcus looked up from his tent. His journal wasn't about escaping chaos, but living through it with grace. You're doing that now, lying here, letting his words settle like dust after a storm. The air around you carries a faint scent, maybe lavender from a candle or the crispness of night. This moment is yours, a small victory over the day's noise. Marcus would remind you that peace isn't a destination, it's a practice. Each breath you take, slow and deliberate, is a step on that path. The Stoics, Marcus included, saw life as a training ground. Every challenge, from a lost sandal to a lost battle, was a chance to grow stronger. You've felt this, haven't you? That moment when a setback, like a forgotten meeting, stings, but later teaches you to plan better. As you rest, notice how your body softens, the tension in your shoulders easing. This is what Marcus meant when he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." The chaos of your day is still there, but it's quieter now, like a guest you've politely asked to lower their voice. You're learning to live with it, not against it. This journey is unfolding beautifully. The room around you feels like a cocoon, the world outside a distant hum. Marcus's lantern glows softly, guiding you deeper into Stoic wisdom. You're not erasing the chaos, you're weaving it into something manageable, something human. Let this feeling carry you forward into the next turn of our path, where more lessons wait to unfold. You're still here, cradled in this gentle moment, the lake in your mind a mirror of calm under a vast, starry sky. The chaos of the day, those fleeting frustrations, unanswered texts, or nagging worries, feels like a far-off city, its lights, dimming as you rest. But some worries cling, don't they? They whisper that you must fix everything, control every outcome. The Stoics, those steady guides, would shake their heads softly and point you to a simple truth. Your power lies in what? You can control your thoughts, your actions, nothing more. Tonight, you explore this truth, letting it settle like a warm blanket over your restless mind. In ancient Greece and Rome, the Stoics faced a world as unpredictable as yours, earthquakes, wars, sudden betrayals. Yet they found freedom by focusing on what was theirs to shape. A curious detail emerges here. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, lost everything in a shipwreck before he began teaching. That loss, rather than breaking him, sparked a philosophy that's guided millions. Wise minds still ponder whether his shipwreck was a tragedy or a gift disguised as ruin. You, too, have your own shipwrecks, moments when plans sank, like a missed opportunity or a plan gone awry. The Stoics would tell you those moments don't define you. Your response does. Picture yourself now, standing by that quiet lake, the air cool against your skin. In your hand, you hold a small, smooth stone, your worries, your chaos. You can't control the wind that ripples the lake, but you can choose whether to clutch that stone or let it sink to the bottom. Think of something that's been heavy. Today, maybe a worry about a work project or a family matter. The Stoics would ask you to sort it. Is this yours to control? Your effort? Your attitude? Yes. The outcome? Others' actions? No. This is your first gentle insight. Freedom comes from focusing only on what's yours. Try it now. Whisper to yourself, I control my thoughts, not the world. Feel the stone lighten even a little. That's Stoic power awakening. Let's linger on this idea. You're lying there, the room soft with the shadows, perhaps a faint glow from a lamp or the moon outside. Life loves to throw curveballs, a delayed flight, a misunderstood comment. The Stoics saw these as invitations, not insults. They'd remind you of a truth etched in history. No one, not even kings, controls the external world. Your strength is internal, like a lighthouse standing firm in a storm. Imagine a merchant in ancient Athens, his cart stuck in mud, customers grumbling. He can't control the rain, but he can choose to smile and keep moving. That's you, navigating your day's mud. This is your second insight. Your power shines in how you meet what's beyond your control. When a worry tugs at you tonight, ask, is this mine to fix? If not, let it pass like a cloud. There's a lesser-known Stoic practice that feels like a treasure tonight. They'd imagine themselves as archers aiming at a target. You do your best to aim true. Practice, focus, steady your hand. But once the arrow flies, the wind may carry it off course. You don't curse the wind. You learn from the shot. This is how the Stoics approached life's chaos. Think of a recent moment when you tried your best, but things didn't go as planned. Maybe a presentation that fell flat. You aimed well, didn't you? The outcome wasn't yours to control, but your effort was. This is your third insight. Peace comes from doing your part and releasing the rest. Try this as you rest. Picture that moment as an arrow, now watered down whiskey. The Stoics would approve of this approach. Focus on your aim, not the target's whims. You're feeling the shift now, aren't you? The lake in your mind is still, the stars above unwavering, like the Stoic principles guiding you. The chaos of your day hasn't vanished, but it's less daunting, like a wave that laps at your feet instead of crashing over you. The air around you carries a soft scent, maybe fresh linen or the night's cool breath. This moment is yours, a small oasis of clarity. The Stoics would remind you that every day is a chance to practice this focus, to hone your inner archer. The Stoics often look to the cosmos for perspective. You can do this too. As you lie there, imagine the vastness above, stars that have burned for millennia, unmoved by your daily struggles. Your worries, real as they are small in this grand tapestry. This perspective doesn't diminish you. It frees you. You don't need to control the universe, only your corner of it. The Stoics would smile at this, their wisdom a steady hand on your shoulder, guiding you toward peace. This journey is yours, and you're walking it with grace. The room around you feels softer, the edges of the day blurring into calm. You're not erasing chaos. You're learning to dance with it, to focus on your steps, not the music's tempo. Let this feeling carry you forward into the next curve of our path, where more Stoic wisdom awaits. You're still here, resting gently in this quiet space. The lake in your mind a glassy mirror under a canopy of stars. The day's chaos, those hurried moments, unspoken worries, or tasks left undone, feels like a distant hum now, softened by the night's embrace. But some nights your mind races, doesn't it? Thoughts loop, replaying conversations, or fretting over tomorrow. The Stoics, those wise companions, would nod knowingly and offer you a practice from Seneca, the philosopher who turned restless evenings into moments of clarity. His evening ritual, a simple act of reflection, is your guide tonight, helping you soothe that restless mind and find peace amid life's whirlwinds. Seneca lived in a Rome of intrigue and excess, advising emperors while dodging political traps. Yet each night he carved out time to reflect, like a gardener tending a quiet plot. A curious detail lingers here. Seneca would review his day while lying in bed, asking himself what he did well and where he faltered, not to judge, but to learn. Wise minds still ponder whether this habit kept him grounded or simply humanized his lofty role. You too have your own Rome, your daily rush of emails, errands, or family demands. Seneca's ritual invites you to pause, not to fix everything, but to understand yourself a little better. Picture yourself now by that familiar lake, the air cool and carrying a faint scent of damp earth. In your hands, you hold a small, worn journal, its pages soft from use. You don't need to write, but you can imagine it. Think of your day, maybe a moment of frustration, like a delayed meeting, or a spark of joy, like a child's laugh. Seneca would ask you to hold these moments gently, like leaves in your palm. What stirred you today? What can you learn? This is your first gentle insight. Reflection turns chaos into lessons. Try it now. Recall one moment from today. Good or bad. Don't judge it. Just see it. Whisper to yourself, what does this teach me? Feel the mind's chatter soften, like ripples fading on the lake. Let's linger on Seneca's practice. You're lying there, the room bathed in a soft glow, perhaps the hum of a fan or the distant call of a night bird. Life's chaos loves to creep into these quiet hours, doesn't it? A worry about a bill, a replay of a clumsy word. Seneca would remind you of a truth rooted in his time. The day is done, and its mistakes can't be undone, but they can guide you. Imagine a Roman artisan, his hands stained from a day's work, sitting by his hearth. He can't redo a flawed pot, but he can craft a better one tomorrow. That's you, reviewing your day. This is your second insight. Each night is a chance to grow wiser from the day's mess. When a worry nudges you now, ask, can I learn from this? If not, let it drift away. There's a lesser-known aspect of Seneca's ritual that feels like a warm light tonight. He didn't just reflect on actions. He examined his emotions. What made him angry? What brought peace? This wasn't about perfection, but honesty. You can borrow this as you rest. Think of a moment today that stirred you. Maybe irritation at a slow cashier or calm during a quiet coffee break. Hold it in your mind's journal. What did that feeling reveal about you? Maybe impatience needs softening, or that calm is worth seeking again. This is your third insight. Knowing your heart tames the chaos within. Try this. Picture that moment, then let it rest, like a leaf settling on the lake's surface. The Stoics would nod, knowing that understanding yourself is half the battle. You're feeling the rhythm now, aren't you? The lake is still, the stars above steady, like Seneca's calm amid Rome's storms. His ritual isn't about erasing chaos, but making it a teacher. The air around you feels softer, maybe carrying the scent of a candle or the night's cool breath. This moment is yours, a small sanctuary where you're not just surviving the day, but learning from it. Seneca would remind you that reflection is a gift, not a chore. Each night, you polish the lens through which you see the world. The Stoics often turned to metaphors, and Seneca loved the image of a ship. Life's chaos is the sea, sometimes calm, sometimes wild. You're the captain, not the waves. As you lie there, notice how your breath slows, your body sinking deeper into rest. The day's waves, those small irritations or big worries, can't be calmed, but you can steer through them. Seneca would smile at this, his evening ritual a compass for your heart, guiding you toward peace. This journey is unfolding gently, isn't it? The room around you feels like a cocoon, the world outside a faint murmur. You're not erasing the day's chaos. You're weaving it into wisdom, one reflection at a time. Seneca's lantern glows softly, lighting the way. Let this feeling carry you forward into the next bend of our path, where another Stoic truth awaits. You're still here, nestled in this quiet moment, the lake in your mind, a serene expanse, its surface barely stirring under the starlight. The day's chaos, those hurried steps, sharp words, or lingering doubts, feels like a fading echo now, softened by the night's gentle embrace. But some moments still catch you, don't they? A flash of anger, a knee-jerk reaction to a slight, or that urge to fix everything at once. The Stoics, those calm guides, would lean in and offer a simple practice, the art of pausing. Tonight, you explore this art, learning to step back before the chaos sweeps you away, finding peace in the space between stimulus and response. In ancient Rome, tempers flared as often as they do now. Market disputes, political rivalries, personal slights. The Stoics didn't suppress their feelings. They mastered them by pausing. A curious detail lingers here. Seneca once wrote about delaying his reactions, even for a moment, to let reason catch up with emotion. Wise minds still ponder whether this pause was his secret to staying steady in Nero's volatile court. You, too, face your own courts, moments when a harsh email or a careless comment sparks a fire inside. The Stoics would tell you that fire doesn't have to burn. A pause can cool it. Picture yourself now standing by that familiar lake, the air crisp, carrying a faint whiff of pine or city night. You hold a small, smooth pebble, your impulse to react, to snap back, to worry. Before you toss it into the lake, you pause, feeling its weight. Think of a moment today when you reacted quickly, maybe a sharp reply to a coworker or a sigh at a slow line. What if you'd waited just a breath longer? The Stoics would say that pause is your power. This is your first gentle insight. A moment's pause lets wisdom guide your actions. Try it now. Recall that moment, then breathe slowly, once, twice. Whisper, I choose my response. Feel the pebble lighten, your heart steadying. That's the Stoic art unfolding. Let's linger on this practice. You're lying there, the room soft with shadows. Perhaps a faint glow from a window or the hum of night outside. Life loves to push your buttons, a delayed bus, a forgotten task. The Stoics saw these as tests, not of your patience, but of your freedom. They'd remind you of a truth carved in their time. Between every event and your reaction lies a gap, and in that gap, you're free. Imagine a gladiator in the Colosseum, his opponent charging. He doesn't strike blindly. He steps back, assesses, then moves. That's you, facing life's challenges. This is your second insight. Pausing gives you the freedom to choose wisely. When a worry or impulse tugs at you tonight, try this. Count to 3. Slowly. Let the urge pass, like a wave lapping. At the lake's edge, there's a lesser-known Stoic story that feels like a gift tonight. Epictetus, once a slave, taught that our reactions are our only true possessions. He'd ask his students to practice pausing when provoked, even by small things like a spilled drink or a rude stranger. You can borrow this as you rest. Think of a recent moment that sparked irritation. maybe a loud neighbor or a glitchy phone. Hold it in your mind, not to relive it, but to reimagine it. What if you'd paused, taken a breath, and smiled instead? This is your third insight. Every pause is a chance to reclaim your peace. Try this. Picture that moment. Then let it dissolve like mist over the lake. The Stoics would nod, knowing that each pause builds your inner strength. You're feeling the rhythm now, aren't you? The lake is calm, the stars above steady, like the Stoic wisdom guiding you. The chaos of your day hasn't vanished, but it's less commanding, like a guest you've asked to sit quietly. The air around you feels softer, maybe carrying the scent of a blanket or the night's cool breath. This moment is yours, a small victory over impulse. The Stoics would remind you that pausing isn't inaction, it's power, deliberate and calm. The Stoics often drew from nature, and you can, too. Think of a deer in a forest, hearing a twig snap. It freezes, ears alert, before deciding to move. That's the pause you're cultivating, a natural instinct refined by wisdom. As you lie there, notice your breath, slow and even, your body sinking deeper into rest. The day's sparks, those moments that pushed you to react, are fading now, like embers cooling. The Stoics would smile, their teachings a gentle hand, guiding you toward a peace that grows with every pause. This journey is yours, and you're walking it beautifully. The room around you feels like a sanctuary, the world outside a distant murmur. You're not erasing chaos, you're learning to meet it with grace, one pause at a time. Let this feeling carry you forward into the next turn of our path, where another Stoic lesson waits to unfold. You're still here, resting in this gentle pocket of calm, the lake in your mind a tranquil mirror under a sky dusted with stars. The day's chaos, those fleeting irritations, unanswered questions or quiet anxieties, feel softer now, like a melody fading into the distance. But some challenges linger, don't they? A setback at work, a misunderstanding, or a worry that won't let go. They seem to shape your world. The Stoics, those steady guides, would point you to Epictetus, a former slave whose simple truth cuts through the noise. Tonight you explore his teaching. It's not events that disturb you, but how you see them. This wisdom, sharp yet soothing, helps you reframe life's challenges and find peace. Epictetus lived in a world of hardship, enslaved, then exiled, yet he taught with unshakable calm. His lessons, delivered in a modest school in Greece, drew students seeking freedom from inner turmoil. A curious detail lingers here. Epictetus often used humor, comparing life's troubles to a clumsy guest who spills wine at a banquet. Wise minds still ponder whether his wit made his teaching stick or simply lightened heavy hearts. You, too, face your own banquet, spills like a missed deadline or a tense conversation. Epictetus would tell you the spill isn't the problem. It's the story you tell about it. Picture yourself now, standing by that quiet lake, the air cool, carrying a faint scent of dew or city night. In your hand, you hold a small cracked cup, your view of a recent challenge, maybe a work mistake, or a friend's cold reply. Epictetus would ask you to turn the cup, see it from another angle. Was the mistake a disaster or a chance to learn? Was the reply cruel or just a moment of someone else's struggle? This is your first gentle insight. You shape your peace by reframing your perspective. Try it now. Think of a challenge from today. Whisper, "This is just a story I'm telling." Feel the cup lighten, your mind easing. That's Epictetus's. Wisdom at work. Let's linger on his teaching. You're lying there, the room soft with shadows, perhaps a faint hum of night outside, a car passing, a cricket's chirp. Life's challenges love to loom large, don't they? A delayed project, a health worry. Epictetus would remind you of a truth rooted in his time. Events are neutral. Your judgment gives them power. Imagine a Roman sailor caught in a storm. The waves aren't evil. They just are. He doesn't curse them. He adjusts his sails. That's You navigating your day's storms. This is your second insight. Your view of a challenge is yours to change. When a worry creeps in tonight, try this. Ask, what if this isn't as bad as I think? Let the thought settle, like a leaf on the lake. There's a lesser-known story about Epictetus that feels like a warm glow tonight. He once met a student, weeping over a lost love. Instead of consoling, he asked, "Why do you choose to suffer twice?" The loss was real, but the prolonged grief was a choice. You can borrow this as you rest. Think of a recent challenge that's been heavy. Maybe a rejection or a plan gone wrong. Hold it in your mind, not to dwell, but to reframe. Could it be a door closing to open another? This is your third insight. Reframing pain frees you from its grip. Try this. Picture that challenge, then imagine it as a cloud passing over the lake, not staying. The Stoics would nod, knowing each new perspective builds your inner calm. You're feeling the shift now, aren't you? The lake is still, the stars above steady, like Epictetus' unyielding clarity. The chaos of your day hasn't vanished, but it's less heavy, like a burden you've set down for a moment. The air around you feels softer, maybe carrying the scent of a pillow or the night's cool breath. This moment is yours, a small triumph over old stories. Epictetus would remind you that every challenge is a chance to practice this reframing, to see life spills as part of the banquet. The Stoics loved simple images, and Epictetus often spoke of a lamp. Your mind is that lamp, casting light or shadow, depending on how you tilt it. As you lie there, notice your breath, slow and even, your body sinking deeper into rest. The day's challenges, those moments that felt so big, are shrinking now, like shadows when the lamp is turned. Epictetus would smile, his teachings a gentle nudge, guiding you toward a peace that grows with every new angle. This journey is yours, and you're walking it with quiet strength. The room around you feels like a haven, the world outside a faint whisper. You're not erasing challenges, you're learning to see them differently, one reframed story at a time. Let this feeling carry you forward into the next curve of our path where another Stoic lesson awaits. You're still here, resting gently in this quiet space, the lake in your mind a serene expanse, its surface kissed by starlight. The day's chaos, those hurried moments, small slights or nagging thoughts, feel softer now, like a breeze that's lost its edge. But life can feel out of rhythm sometimes, can't it? The rush of tasks, the weight of expectations, they pull you from your center. The Stoics, those wise companions, would guide you to nature, where a silent lesson waits. Tonight, you align your heart with nature's calm rhythm, finding peace by syncing with the world's ancient pulse, a Stoic practice as old as the earth itself. In ancient times, Stoics like Zeno and Marcus Aurelius looked to nature as a teacher. They saw its cycles, seasons turning, rivers flowing, stars tracing their paths, and found a model for living. A curious detail lingers here. Cleanthes, Zeno's successor, was known to sit by streams, observing their steady flow to calm his mind. Wise minds still ponder whether this habit shaped his philosophy or simply mirrored it. You too face your own streams, days that rush past, worries that swirl. The Stoics would tell you nature's rhythm is your guide, teaching you to move with life's flow, not against it. Picture yourself now, standing by that familiar lake, the air cool, carrying a faint scent of moss or distant rain. The water laps, gently, its rhythm steady, unhurried. You notice a leaf drifting on the surface, carried by the current, not fighting it. Think of a moment today when you felt rushed, maybe a packed schedule or a looming deadline. The Stoics would ask you to borrow nature's pace, to slow your inner rhythm. This is your first gentle insight. Aligning with nature's calm steadies your heart. Try it now. Match your breath to the lake's soft lapping. 1, 2, 3. Whisper, I flow with life. Feel your pulse ease, sinking with the world. That's Stoic wisdom taking root. Let's linger on this lesson. You're lying there, the room soft with shadows, perhaps a faint hum of night outside, a breeze, a far-off car. Life's demands love to speed you up, don't they? A buzzing phone, a tight schedule. The Stoics saw nature as a reminder. Nothing. Hurries without reason. They'd point to a truth from their time. Trees grow slowly, yet stand tall. Rivers carve valleys without haste. Imagine a farmer in ancient Greece, sowing seeds under a patient sun. He doesn't rush the harvest, he trusts the rhythm. That's you, navigating your day's chaos. This is your second insight. Peace comes from moving at nature's pace. When a worry pushes you to hurry tonight, try this. Pause, breathe, imagine that leaf on the lake. Let the rush pass like a cloud overhead. There's a lesser-known Stoic practice that feels like a gift tonight. They'd meditate on the cosmos, picturing the Earth's vast cycles, day to night, spring to winter. This wasn't just awe. It was a way to shrink their worries. You can borrow this as you rest. Think of a challenge that's been heavy, maybe a work stress or a family tension. Now picture it against the stars above your lake, their light ancient and unmoved. How small that challenge seems in nature's grand dance. This is your third insight. Nature's vastness puts chaos in its place. Try this. Hold that challenge in your mind, then let it shrink, like a pebble sinking in the lake. The Stoics would nod, knowing this perspective frees you. You're feeling the rhythm now, aren't you? The lake is still, the stars above steady, like nature's quiet lesson guiding you. The chaos of your day hasn't vanished, but it's less urgent, like a wave that laps gently instead of crashing. The air around you feels softer, maybe carrying the scent of a blanket or the night's cool breath. This moment is yours, a small harmony with the world. The Stoics would remind you that nature doesn't fight itself. Every storm passes, every season turns. You're learning to live like that, flowing with life's cycles. The Stoics often spoke of living according to nature, a phrase that sounds grand but is simple. It means accepting life as it is, not as you wish it to be. As you lie there, notice your breath, slow and even, your body sinking deeper into rest. The day's chaos, those moments that pulled you off course, is fading now, like ripples smoothing out. The Stoics would smile, their teachings a gentle current, guiding you toward a peace that feels as natural as the lake before you. This journey is yours, and you're walking it with quiet grace. The room around you feels like a sanctuary, the world outside a distant hum. You're not erasing chaos. You're learning to dance with it, to move with nature's rhythm, one steady breath at a time. Let this feeling carry you forward into the next bend of our path, where another Stoic truth awaits. You're still here, cradled in this quiet moment, the lake in your mind a tranquil sheet, reflecting the soft glow of stars. The day's chaos, those hurried exchanges, small missteps, or persistent worries, feels like a distant hum now, softened by the night's gentle touch. But there's another weight, isn't there? The sting of judgment, others' words, their glances, or even your own harsh inner critic. The Stoics, those calm guides, would lean in and offer a clear truth. The opinions of others are not yours to carry. Tonight, you explore this Stoic clarity, letting go of judgment's burden to find peace in your own heart. In ancient Rome, judgment was everywhere, senators scheming, crowds cheering or jeering in the Colosseum. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, faced scrutiny yet stayed steady. A curious detail lingers here. Marcus once wrote that another's opinion is just their thought, not your reality, often jotting this in his journal to quiet his mind. Wise minds still ponder whether this practice shielded him from Rome's gossip, or simply freed him to rule. You too face your own Colosseum, Moments when a coworker's critique or a friend's silence feels heavy. The Stoics would tell you those judgments are theirs, not yours. Picture yourself now, standing by that familiar lake, the air cool, carrying a faint scent of wet grass or city night. You hold a bundle of sticks, each one a judgment you've carried, maybe a harsh comment or a self-doubting thought. The Stoics would ask you to set them down, let them float away on the lake. Think of a moment today when judgment stung, perhaps a raised eyebrow or your own "I should have done better." Those sticks aren't your truth. This is your first gentle insight. Peace comes when you release others' opinions. Try it now. Hold that judgment in your mind. Then whisper, "This is not mine." Feel the bundle lighten, your heart easing. That's Stoic clarity at work. Let's linger on this idea. You're lying there, the room soft with shadows, perhaps, a faint glow from a lamp or the hum of night outside. Judgments love to cling, don't they? A colleague's offhand remark, a social media slight. The Stoics saw these as external noise, not inner truth. They'd remind you of a lesson from their time. No one's opinion can harm your soul unless you let it. Imagine a Roman merchant in a bustling market hearing a rival sneer. He doesn't argue. He smiles and moves on. That's you, navigating your day's noise. This is your second insight. Your worth lies in your actions, not others' words. When a judgment tugs at you tonight, try this. Ask, does this define me? If not, let it drift, like a leaf on the lake. There's a lesser-known Stoic practice that feels like a warm light tonight. Epictetus taught his students to imagine a critic as a barking dog, loud but harmless unless you engage. You can borrow this as you rest. Think of a recent judgment that's lingered, maybe a boss's critique or your own harsh self-talk. Picture it as that dog, barking from afar. You don't need to chase it, you can walk on. This is your third. Insight. Ignoring judgment frees your mind for peace. Try this. Hold that judgment, then imagine it fading, like ripples smoothing on the lake. The Stoics would nod, knowing each step away from judgment strengthens your calm. You're feeling the shift now, aren't you? The lake is still, the stars above steady, like the Stoic wisdom guiding you. The chaos of judgment hasn't vanished, but it's less heavy, like a cloak you've chosen not to wear. The air around you feels softer, maybe carrying the scent of a candle or the night's cool breath. This moment is yours, a small victory over external noise. The Stoics would remind you that your soul is your own, untouched by others' thoughts unless you invite them in. The Stoics often used metaphors, and Marcus loved the image of a citadel. Your mind is that citadel, strong and yours alone. You lie there, notice your breath, slow and even, your body sinking deeper into rest. The day's judgments, those words or looks that stung, are fading now, like echoes in a vast hall. The Stoics would smile, their teachings a sturdy wall, shielding you from what doesn't matter. You're learning to live in your citadel, where peace is your own making. This journey is yours, and you're walking it with quiet strength. The room around you feels like a sanctuary, the world outside a faint murmur. You're not erasing judgment. You're learning to let it pass, one released stick at a time. Let this feeling carry you forward into the next turn of our path, where another Stoic lesson awaits. You're still here, nestled in this quiet haven, the lake in your mind a serene mirror catching the faint glow of stars. The day's chaos, those rushed moments, small setbacks or lingering doubts, feel softer now, like a whisper carried away by the night. But progress can feel daunting, can't it? The big goals, the endless to-do lists, they loom like mountains. The Stoics, those gentle guides, would smile and remind you that mountains are climbed one step at a time. Tonight, you explore the Stoic art of small, deliberate actions, building your inner fortress through tiny, steady moves that make life's chaos feel conquerable. In ancient Rome, Grand achievements, temples, aqueducts, philosophies were built, slowly, stone by stone. The Stoics, like Seneca, valued persistence over perfection. A curious detail lingers here. Seneca advised his friend Lucilius to focus on one virtue each day, like patience or courage, to grow stronger over time. Wise minds still ponder whether this daily focus sharpened Seneca's wisdom or simply kept him grounded. You, too, face your own grand projects, a career goal, a personal change, or just getting through a tough week. The Stoics would tell you that small steps, not giant leaps, build your path. Picture yourself now standing by that familiar lake, the air cool, carrying a faint scent of damp earth or city night. Before you lies a simple stone path, winding gently around the water. Each stone is a small action, writing one email, taking a deep breath, choosing kindness. Think of a challenge today that felt overwhelming, maybe a cluttered inbox or a daunting task. The Stoics would ask you to place one stone, just one. What's the smallest step you could take? This is your first gentle insight. Small actions stack into great strength. Try it now. Picture that challenge, then imagine one tiny move like jotting a note or pausing to plan. Whisper, one step is enough. Feel the weight ease, your heart steadying. That's Stoic progress unfolding. Let's linger on this idea. You're lying there, the room soft with shadows, perhaps a faint hum of night outside, a breeze, a distant dog. Life's chaos loves to make tasks feel urgent, doesn't it? A looming deadline, a habit you want to break. The Stoics saw progress as a craft, not a race. They'd remind you of a truth from their time. Even Rome's mightiest walls were laid, brick by brick. Imagine a Roman mason setting one stone at a time, unbothered by the wall's vastness. That's you, tackling your day's mountains. This is your second insight. Every small step is a victory over chaos. When a task feels big, tonight try this. Ask, what's one thing I can do now? Do it, or just imagine it, and let the rest wait, like stones yet to be laid. There's a lesser-known Stoic practice that feels like a warm light tonight. They'd reflect on their day, not to dwell on what wasn't done, but to celebrate what was. You can borrow this as you rest. Think of a moment today when you took a small step. Maybe you answered a tough email or chose to stay calm in traffic. Hold it in your mind, like a smooth pebble from that path. That step matters, however small. This is your third insight. Honoring small wins builds your inner fortress. Try this. Picture that moment, then let it glow, like a star above the lake. The Stoics would nod, knowing each small action strengthens your foundation. You're feeling the rhythm now, aren't you? The lake is still, the stars above steady, like the Stoic wisdom guiding you. The chaos of your day hasn't vanished, but it's more manageable, like a mountain you're climbing one step at a time. The air around you feels softer, maybe carrying the scent of a pillow or the night's cool breath. This moment is yours, a small triumph of persistence. The Stoics would remind you that greatness isn't rushed, it's built deliberately, like a path you're already walking. The Stoics often drew from crafts, and you can too. Think of a weaver, threading a loom, each pass of the shuttle small but essential. Your life is that loom, each action a thread. As you lie there, notice your breath, slow and even, your body sinking deeper into rest. The day's chaos, those big tasks or worries, is fading now like a distant horizon. The Stoics would smile, their teachings a steady hand, guiding you toward a peace that grows with every step. This journey is yours, and you're walking it with quiet resolve. The room around you feels like a sanctuary, the world outside a faint murmur. You're not erasing chaos, you're building through it, one small stone at a time. Let this feeling carry you forward into the next curve of our path, where another Stoic lesson awaits. You're still here, resting in this gentle stillness, the lake in your mind a quiet mirror, its surface catching the soft twinkle of stars. The day's chaos, those hurried tasks, sharp moments, or lingering doubts, feels like a distant ripple, now softened by the night's calm embrace. But sometimes life feels heavy, doesn't it? The endless demands, the things you wish were different, they cast long shadows. The Stoics, those wise companions, would guide you to a powerful practice. Gratitude, even in the darkest moments. Tonight, you explore finding contentment by cherishing life's small gifts, a Stoic art that lights up the shadows and brings peace to a restless heart. In ancient Rome, life was often harsh. Plagues, wars, and sudden losses were common. Yet the Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, found joy in the ordinary. A curious detail lingers here. Marcus would list simple things in his journal: a ripe fig, a friend's laughter, a good night's sleep, as anchors against life's storms. Wise minds still ponder whether this habit kept him humble or simply human. You too face your own storms. Maybe a tough day at work or a worry about tomorrow. The Stoics would tell you that even in chaos, there are gifts to be found waiting like pebbles along your path. Picture yourself now, standing by that familiar lake, the air cool, carrying a faint scent of dew or city night. Around you small, treasures gleam, a smooth stone, a blade of grass, a star's reflection. These are your day's gifts, often overlooked. Think of something small from today that brought you joy, maybe a warm cup of tea, a kind text, or the feel of sunlight. The Stoics would ask you to hold it close, let it warm you. This is your first gentle insight. Gratitude turns shadows into light. Try it now. Hold that small joy in your mind, then whisper, "I'm thankful for this." Feel your heart soften, the chaos easing. That's Stoic contentment taking root. Let's linger on this practice. You're lying there, the room soft with shadows, perhaps a faint hum of night outside, a breeze, a distant hum. Life's chaos loves to highlight what's missing, doesn't it? A goal unmet, a plan delayed. The Stoics saw gratitude as a shield, protecting your peace. They'd remind you of a truth from their time. Even in hardship, life offers something to cherish. Imagine a Roman baker, his shop modest, yet he savors the smell of fresh bread each dawn. That's you, finding joy in your day's small moments. This is your second insight. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance. When a worry creeps in tonight, try this. Name one thing you're thankful for, however small. Let it settle, like a star glowing above the lake. There's a lesser-known Stoic habit that feels like a warm glow tonight. They'd practice negative visualization, imagining the loss of what they loved. Not to dwell in sadness, but to deepen their appreciation. You can borrow this gently as you rest. Think of something you value, a person, a moment, even this quiet night. Picture it briefly gone, then back again. How precious it feels now. This is your third insight. Imagining loss sharpens your gratitude. Try this. Hold that valued thing in your mind, then let it shine, like a pebble catching light on the lake's edge. The Stoics would nod, knowing each moment of thanks builds your inner calm. You're feeling the shift now, aren't you? The lake is still, the stars above steady, like the Stoic wisdom guiding you. The chaos of your day hasn't vanished, but it's less heavy, like a shadow softened by light. The air around you feels softer, maybe carrying the scent of a blanket, or the night's cool breath. This moment is yours, a small celebration of life's gifts. The Stoics would remind you that gratitude isn't about ignoring pain. It's about finding balance, like a scale tipped toward joy. The Stoics often drew from nature, and you can too. Think of a tree, its roots deep, drawing strength from the earth no matter the storm. Your gratitude is those roots, grounding you. As you lie there, notice your breath, slow and even, your body sinking deeper into rest. The day's chaos, those moments that felt so big, is fading now, like clouds parting to reveal stars. The Stoics would smile, their teachings a gentle warmth guiding you toward a peace that grows with every thankful thought. This journey is yours, and you're walking it with quiet grace. The room around you feels like a sanctuary, the world outside a faint whisper. You're not erasing chaos, you're lighting it up, one small gift at a time. Let this feeling carry you forward into the next bend of our path, where another Stoic lesson awaits. You're still here, resting gently in this quiet space. The lake in your mind a serene expanse, its surface kissed by the soft glow of stars. The day's chaos, those hurried tasks, fleeting frustrations, or quiet worries, feels like a distant murmur now, softened by the night's calm embrace. But time slips through your fingers, doesn't it? The hours rush past, the days blur, and suddenly you wonder where it all went. The Stoics, those wise companions, would nod and guide you to a profound truth. Time is fragile, and its fleeting nature calls you to cherish each moment. Tonight, you explore this Stoic reflection, finding peace by embracing the present with open hands. In ancient Rome, time was both revered and relentless. Calendars marked festivals, but wars and plagues reminded all of life's brevity. Seneca, in particular, wrote passionately about time's value, urging his readers to live fully in each day. A curious detail lingers here. Seneca calculated how much time people wasted on trivial pursuits, like gossip or endless feasts, as if they had years to spare. Wise minds still ponder whether his obsession with time stemmed from his own mortality, or his turbulent life under Nero. You too feel time's pull, moments lost to scrolling, worrying, or rushing through tasks. The Stoics would tell you that time is your most precious coin, and you can choose how to spend it. Picture yourself now standing by that familiar lake, the air cool, carrying a faint scent of damp leaves or city night. Before you, a small hourglass rests on a stone, its sand slipping steadily. Each grain is a moment, your morning coffee, a smile shared, a quiet breath. Think of a moment today you let slip by. Maybe time spent fretting over a future meeting or distracted by a screen. The Stoics would ask you to pause, to hold this moment instead. This is your first gentle insight, cherishing the present anchors. You in peace. Try it now. Feel your breath, notice the softness of your surroundings. Whisper, "This moment is mine." Feel time slow, the chaos easing. That's Stoic wisdom settling in. Let's linger on this idea. You're lying there, the room soft with shadows, perhaps a faint hum of night outside, a cricket, a distant car. Life's chaos loves to steal time, doesn't it? A packed schedule, a worry that loops. The Stoics saw time as a gift, not a burden. They'd remind you of a truth from their time. No one, not even emperors, can buy more hours. Imagine a Roman scribe, his lamp burning low, choosing to write one meaningful line before sleep. That's you choosing how to spend your moments. This is your second insight. Every moment you claim is a victory over chaos. When a worry pulls you from the present tonight, try this. Name one thing you see or feel right now. A pillow's on. Texture, a star's light. Let it ground you like sand held in the hourglass. There's a lesser-known Stoic practice that feels like a warm light tonight. They'd reflect on death, not to fear it, but to sharpen their love for life. Seneca would imagine his last day, asking if he'd lived it well. You can borrow this gently as you rest. Think of today, what made it yours. Maybe a kind word you spoke, a task you finished. Hold it like a treasure. Now, imagine this moment is all you have. How precious it feels. This is your third insight. Facing time's fragility deepens your presence. Try this. Picture this moment, then let it glow, like a grain of sand catching light in the hourglass. The Stoics would nod, knowing each present moment builds your peace. You're feeling the rhythm now, aren't you? The lake is still, the stars above steady, like the Stoic wisdom guiding you. The chaos of your day hasn't vanished, but it's less urgent, like a clock that stopped ticking so loudly. The air around you feels softer, maybe carrying the scent of a blanket or the night's cool breath. This moment is yours, a small celebration of now. The Stoics would remind you that time isn't your enemy, it's your canvas, and every moment is a brushstroke. The Stoics often drew from nature, and you can too. Think of a river flowing steadily, never rushing, yet always moving. Your life is that river, each moment a drop that matters. As you lie there, notice your breath, slow and even, your body sinking deeper into rest. The day's chaos, those moments that felt so fleeting, is fading now, like ripples smoothing out. The Stoics would smile, their teachings a gentle current, guiding you toward a peace that lives in the present. This journey is yours, and you're walking it with quiet grace. The room around you feels like a sanctuary, the world outside a faint whisper. You're not erasing time's rush, you're savoring it, one moment at a time. Let this feeling carry you forward into the next bend of our path, where another Stoic lesson awaits. You're still here, resting gently in this quiet haven. The lake in your mind, a serene mirror, its surface catching the soft shimmer of stars. The day's chaos, those rushed moments, small stings or nagging thoughts, feels like a distant whisper now, softened by the night's calm embrace. But uncertainty looms, doesn't it? The unknown future, tomorrow's challenges, next week's plans, can stir a quiet unease. The Stoics, those steady guides, would lean in and offer a powerful truth. Courage in the face of uncertainty is your strength. Tonight, you explore this Stoic bravery, finding peace by embracing the unknown with a heart both open and resolute. In ancient Rome, uncertainty was a constant companion. Unpredictable harvests, shifting emperors, sudden wars. The Stoics, like Epictetus, faced the unknown not with fear but with resolve. A curious detail lingers here. Epictetus, once enslaved, taught that the future is like a guest who hasn't yet arrived. You can't control their actions, only how you greet them. Wise minds still ponder whether his hardships forged this courage, or simply revealed it. You too face your own unknowns, maybe a job's outcome, a health concern, or a change on the horizon. The Stoics would tell you that courage isn't fearlessness. It's choosing to move forward despite the fog. Picture yourself now, standing by that familiar lake, the air cool, carrying a faint scent of wet stone or city night. Before you, a path stretches into the mist, its end hidden. Each step is a choice to trust yourself. Think of a worry about the future that's tugged at you, perhaps an upcoming decision or an uncertain plan. The Stoics would ask you to take one step, just one, with courage. This is your first gentle insight. Bravery begins with a single, deliberate step. Try it now. Hold that worry in your mind, then whisper, "I'll meet this when it comes." Feel the unease soften, your heart steadying. That's Stoic courage taking root. Let's linger on this idea. You're lying there, the room soft with shadows, perhaps a faint hum of night outside, a breeze, a far-off siren. The unknown loves to rattle you, doesn't it? A what-if that loops, a plan that might falter. The Stoics saw uncertainty as a teacher, not a threat. They'd remind you of a truth from their time. No one, not even philosophers, knows tomorrow. Imagine a Roman soldier camped before a battle, his fate unclear. He sharpens his sword, not cursing the dawn, but preparing for it. That's you, facing your future. This is your second insight. Courage prepares you for the unknown, not by predicting it, but by strengthening you now. When a worry about tomorrow creeps in tonight, try this. Ask, what can I do today? Let the rest fade like mist over the lake. There's a lesser-known Stoic practice that feels like a warm light tonight. They'd rehearse facing uncertainty, imagining challenges not to dwell in fear, but to build resilience. Marcus Aurelius would picture a day of obstacles, delays, conflicts, and resolve to meet them calmly. You can borrow this gently as you rest. Think of an uncertainty that's heavy, maybe a career shift or a personal change. Picture meeting it with calm, like greeting that guest Epictetus described. How would you stand, speak, breathe? This is your third insight. Rehearsing courage makes the unknown less daunting. Try this. Imagine that uncertainty, then see yourself facing it with grace, like a star steady above the lake. The Stoics would nod, knowing each mental rehearsal. Fortifies your heart. You're feeling the shift now, aren't you? The lake is still, the stars above unwavering, like the Stoic wisdom guiding you. The chaos of uncertainty hasn't vanished, but it's less frightening, like a path you're ready to walk. The air around you feels softer, maybe carrying the scent of a pillow or the night's cool breath. This moment is yours, a small triumph over fear. The Stoics would remind you that courage isn't about knowing the future, it's about trusting yourself to meet it. The Stoics often drew from nature, and you can too. Think of a bird launching into the sky, not knowing where the wind will carry it, yet flying anyway. Your courage is that flight, trusting your wings. As you lie there, notice your breath, slow and even, your body sinking deeper into rest. This day's chaos, those worries about what's next, is fading now, like clouds thinning to reveal stars. The Stoics would smile, their teachings a steady hand, guiding you toward a peace that grows with every brave step. This journey is yours, and you're walking it with quiet resolve. The room around you feels like a sanctuary, the world outside a faint murmur. You're not erasing uncertainty, you're meeting it with courage, one step at a time. Let this feeling carry you forward, into the next bend of our path, where another Stoic lesson awaits. You're still here, resting gently in this quiet sanctuary, the lake in your mind a tranquil mirror, its surface reflecting the steady glow of stars. The day's chaos, those fleeting frustrations, unanswered questions, or quiet anxieties, feels like a soft hum now, softened by the night's calm embrace. But you're not alone in this journey, are you? Life weaves you into a tapestry of others, family, friends, strangers, all navigating their own storms. The Stoics, those wise guides, would remind you of a profound truth. Living with virtue connects you to a shared human strength. Tonight, you explore this Stoic sense of community, finding peace by aligning with the collective courage of those who strive to live well. In ancient Rome, community was vital. Citizens gathered in forums, shared meals, faced triumphs and tragedies together. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, saw humanity as one interconnected whole, each person a thread in a larger fabric. A curious detail lingers here. Marcus often wrote of Cosmopolis, a global city where all humans are citizens, bound by reason and virtue. Wise minds still ponder whether this vision eased his burdens as emperor or simply reflected his Stoic heart. You too are part of a cosmopolis, your workplace, your neighborhood, even the strangers you pass. The Stoics would tell you that living virtuously strengthens not just you, but this shared human web. Picture yourself now, standing by that familiar lake, the air cool, carrying a faint scent of damp grass or city night. Around the lake, faint. Figures move, others like you, seeking peace. They're not strangers, they're fellow travelers, each carrying their own worries, joys, and hopes. Think of a moment today when you connected with someone, maybe a kind word to a coworker or a smile to a passerby. The Stoics would ask you to see this as a thread, weaving you into the human tapestry. This is your first gentle insight. Virtuous. Acts, however small, bind you to others in peace. Try it now. Recall that moment, then whisper, I'm part of something larger. Feel your heart lighten, the chaos easing, that Stoic community taking root. Let's linger on this idea. You're lying there, the room soft with shadows, perhaps a faint hum of night outside, a breeze, a distant laugh. Life's chaos can feel isolating, can't it? A misunderstanding, a solitary worry. The Stoics saw virtue, kindness, justice, courage as a bridge to others. They'd remind you of a truth from their time. No one thrives alone, not even philosophers. Imagine a Roman marketplace, vendors sharing bread, neighbors helping after a fire. That's you, part of a quiet network of human goodness. This is your second insight. Living with virtue connects you to shared strength. When a worry pulls you inward tonight, try this. Think of one small kind act you can do tomorrow. Let it ground you, like a thread woven into the lake's edge. There's a lesser-known Stoic practice that feels like a warm glow tonight. They'd reflect on their role in the world, asking how their actions served others. Seneca urged his readers to live as if the whole human race watched, not for praise, but to align with shared values. You can borrow this as you rest. Think of a moment today when you acted with virtue. Maybe you listened patiently or held back a sharp word. Picture that act rippling outward, touching others you'll never meet. This is your third insight. Your virtue strengthens the human whole. Try this. Hold that moment. Then imagine it as a star above the lake, shining for all. The Stoics would nod, knowing each virtuous act weaves peace into the world. You're feeling the rhythm now, aren't you? The lake is still, the stars above steady, like the Stoic wisdom guiding you. The chaos of your day hasn't vanished, but it's less heavy, like a burden shared across a community. The air around you feels softer, maybe carrying the scent of a blanket or the night's cool breath. This moment is yours, a small celebration of connection. The Stoics would remind you that you're never truly alone. Your actions, your virtues tie you to others past and present. The Stoics often drew from nature, and you can too. Think of a flock of birds moving as one, each trusting the others. Flight. Your virtues are that flight, guiding you within the human flock. As you lie there, notice your breath, slow and even, your body sinking deeper into rest. The day's chaos, those moments that felt so personal, is fading now, like ripples blending into the lake. The Stoics would smile, their teachings a gentle thread weaving you into a peace that's shared. This journey is yours, and you're walking it with quiet strength. The room around you feels like a sanctuary, the world outside a faint hum of shared humanity. You're not erasing chaos, you're rising above it, one virtuous act at a time. Let this feeling carry you forward, into the final bend of our path, where one last Stoic lesson awaits. You're still here, cradled in this gentle stillness, the lake in your mind, a serene expanse, its surface a quiet mirror for the stars above. The day's chaos, those hurried steps, sharp moments, or lingering worries, feels like a distant breeze now, barely stirring the calm you found. You've walked a long path tonight, haven't you? Through the Stoic wisdom of Marcus, Seneca, and Epictetus, you've learned to meet life's storms with clarity and courage. Now, as the night deepens, you arrive at the heart of this journey, resting in stillness, where chaos fades and peace becomes your home. Tonight, you embrace this Stoic tranquility, letting the world's noise dissolve into a quiet, enduring calm. In ancient Rome, stillness was a rare gift amid bustling forums and clashing armies. The Stoics, like Seneca, sought it deliberately, finding peace in moments of quiet reflection. A curious detail lingers here. Seneca would retreat to his garden at dusk, sitting in silence to let the day's turmoil settle, a practice he called his daily medicine. Wise minds still ponder whether this silence healed his restless heart or simply revealed its strength. You too seek stillness after a day of emails, errands, or unspoken fears. The Stoics would tell you that peace isn't something you chase. It's something you allow, like a lake settling after a storm. Picture yourself now, sitting by that familiar lake, the air cool, carrying a faint scent of pine or city night. The water is perfectly still, each star above mirrored in its depths. You feel your breath slow and steady, as if it's part of the lake's rhythm. Think of a moment today when chaos tugged at you, maybe a work stress or a fleeting doubt. The Stoics would ask you to let it rest, to let the lake hold it. This is your first gentle insight. Stillness is where chaos loses its power. Try it now. Hold that moment in your mind, then release it, whispering, "I rest in this peace." Feel your body soften, the world quieting. That's Stoic tranquility, unfolding. Let's linger on this feeling. You're lying there, the room bathed in soft shadows, perhaps a faint hum of night outside, a breeze, a distant hum. Life's chaos loves to keep you moving, doesn't it? A worry that loops, a task unfinished. The Stoics saw stillness as a sanctuary, a place to return to yourself. They'd remind you of a truth from their time: the world spins, but your heart can be still. Imagine a Roman philosopher pausing in a crowded street, closing their eyes to find calm. That's you, finding peace amid your day's whirlwinds. This is your second insight. Stillness is always within you, waiting. When a thought stirs tonight, try this. Focus on one sensation, the weight of your blanket, the coolness of the air. Let it anchor you like the lake's steady surface. There's a lesser-known Stoic practice that feels like a warm embrace tonight. They'd end their day by surrendering to the universe, trusting its order, even when life felt chaotic. Marcus Aurelius wrote of lying down as if returning to nature's arms, at peace with whatever came. You can borrow this as you rest. Think of your day, its highs, its lows, all part of a larger tapestry. Picture yourself sinking into this moment, trusting that you're enough, just as you are. This is your third insight. Surrendering to stillness is an act of trust. Try this. Imagine your worries floating away like leaves on the lake, held by something greater. The Stoics would nod, knowing each surrender deepens your peace. You're feeling it now, aren't you? The lake is calm, the stars above eternal, like the Stoic wisdom that's carried you here. The chaos of your day hasn't vanished, but it's no longer your master. It's a guest passing through. The air around you feels softer, maybe carrying the scent of a candle or the night's cool breath. This moment is yours, a quiet homecoming. The Stoics would remind you that stillness isn't an escape. It's a return to your truest self, where peace has always lived. As you rest, the world feels gentler, doesn't it? The lake in your mind stretches endlessly. Its calm a gift you carry forward. Each breath, slow and deep, weaves you deeper into this tranquility. The Stoics, your quiet companions, smile from across the centuries, their lanterns dimming as your own light grows. You've walked through chaos tonight, not to defeat it, but to find peace within it. Let this stillness hold you, like a soft tide carrying you to rest. And now, dear traveler, the night wraps you in its quiet arms. The lake in your mind is still, its waters a gentle cradle, reflecting a sky where stars whisper of order and peace. You've journeyed far through the Stoic lessons of courage, gratitude, and calm, each step softening the edges of chaos. Feel your breath, slow and unhurried, like a tide that knows its rhythm. The world beyond this moment, its tasks, its worries, rests patiently, held at bay by the stillness you've claimed. Picture the lake's edge, where reeds sway softly, their rustle a lullaby older than time. You are part of this vast, quiet order, your heart aligned with nature's steady pulse. The Stoics, those ancient guides, fade into the starlight, their wisdom now yours, a lantern you carry within. Let your body sink deeper, your shoulders softening, your mind drifting like a leaf on the lake's surface. There's nothing to do now but rest, nothing to hold but this peace. The chaos of life will wait, as it always does, but you are here, whole and enough. As the night deepens, let the lake carry you, its calm stretching into dreams where worries dissolve, where stillness reigns. You are safe, you are steady, and you are at peace. Sleep now, gently in this quiet embrace.